Okay, guys. All right. So I'm gonna wait for a few people. So I had to delete my last StreamYard because well, basically my payment wasn't going through, so I had to deal with that. StreamYard is fucking stupid sometimes, guys. Anyways, oof. What a movie. What a movie this has been. I'm gonna wait for a few people. Let me see. I'm just checking some things out real quick, trying to get my thoughts together. Hold on. What's up, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? How you doing? How's your night? Yeah, I'm gonna be off camera for this one, but I'll be on camera on Friday. I'm gonna stream again on Friday, and I have a special guest coming on, so you guys stay tuned for that. But hold on, let me get my thoughts together so I can make sure I don't forget anything important. So I'm pretty much gonna do what I always do, guys. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and let you guys know what's going on, like in terms of like how I feel about this movie and what I liked about this movie. I can't really think of anything I didn't like. You know what's funny? This movie really really lets you know what kind of person you are. Like for reals, because like I know like this movie is like hella divisive right now, and like there's like I mean, again, it's the fucking internet. You guys know how the internet is. They like to freaking complain about everything and say something's trash or whatnot. But like, if you didn't like the movie, you didn't like the movie. I get it. I can understand why people don't like it. But like this movie, it takes a particular type of person to like this fucking movie. And I've said this to you guys before. I like things that make me think after. And that's what this movie did. This movie, I have not stopped thinking about this movie since I've seen it. And we went to go watch it last night again. And I still feel the same about it. Obsession, uh I finally figured out what movie Obsession reminded me of, and it was fucking Wishmaster. I saw people saying that it's similar to Wishmaster, and I told you guys I knew I've seen this similar layout before, and sure enough, yes, Wishmaster is very similar to Wishmaster. Not as campy and cheesy and 90s, but kind of the same concept. But anyway, so I was telling my husband, like, Obsession was a decent movie, but it didn't make me think. Like, I didn't give a fuck about it. Like, after I seen it, I was like, okay, that movie was cool, I guess, for what it was. And then that was it. My thoughts didn't go any further with it. But when I watch Backrooms, when I went into Backrooms, guys, look at my husband's been talking about this movie, and I've been hearing like from people. You guys know for Fourth 1000, like he was talking about like how there was like a internet creepy pasta of this. I didn't know jack shit, guys, and I'm actually pretty glad that I didn't go and seek out these videos that people were telling me to watch. Like, oh, go watch the shorts on YouTube that the director originally came up with, and I'm actually glad I didn't because I think I probably would feel different, or maybe not, about this movie if I actually knew the lore behind it, but I didn't. I didn't know shit. So going in there like that, blind, I'm actually appreciated the movie for what it was. So look at my POV of this movie. Okay, so let's start. Hold on, let me get my notes together. Was a mid F of a movie. I thought you said mid. I was like, what? Yes, indeed, it was. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. all right, guys, I'm back. Bell boomerang again. Shut up. I'm a millennial. Get it right. Anyways, so all right. So you got this character. His name is Clark, I believe. Dude, I should know this actor's name, but I don't. But this is probably one of the best roles I've seen him in. He was really like I really bought the idea of him being a freaking failed narcissistic, feeling sorry for himself, ego egomaniac, drunk guy, right? And well, I wouldn't even say drunk because he literally drank, like that was like part of his personality. Like he pretty much drank drank to medicate himself. But hell yeah, fourth. And you know, and people that don't like this movie, it's because I have theories on why people don't like this movie, and I'll get to that. But let me just do a little quick breakdown and run through of my of what I think of this movie and how I feel about this movie, and then I'll open up the panel. That's how we're gonna do this, just like how I usually do it, guys. so so you have this main character, Clark, right? So he's like he runs this furniture shop and he fucking hates it, of course, right? And he discovers this other dimension. And the neat thing about this dimension, and I don't know if you guys ever took a I was gonna save this for later on, but I might as well just tell you because I've done MRIs like 3 times in my life, and I actually did an MRI scan not too long ago, about 2 months ago, and MRIs MRIs they are very there's no sense of time in an MRI. I was in the MRI machine. I want to say they told me I was in there for like 40 minutes. I couldn't fucking tell. Like I was like I had because they want you to stay still. You can't move for shit. And like there's like literal no sense of time inside an MRI machine. And I actually found that interesting that they went with that a part of the plot for you know the people that were quote unquote investigating the back rooms, that company Async. They started out as a MRI company, and they, you know, there's been speculation that time moves differently inside the back rooms. So I thought that was a neat what do you call it, connection, because it's true. I don't know if you guys ever went through an MRI, but like literally you cannot tell time inside a MRI. It's very very strange. So I know her, OJ. I'm just messing with you. So you get this character Clark, and he has a therapist who I actually loved. I forgot her name, but she's a Norwegian actress. I've never seen her in anything else. This was my first time seeing her, and I really enjoyed her character. I resonated with both Clark and Mary in different ways. I can understand what kind of place Clark was in, but the thing with Clark and Mary is that they both had their own traumas, but Clark wanted to pretty much wallow in his own trauma. He wanted to be like that. And Mary pretty much wanted she wallowed in her trauma, but nowhere near like Clark did. Like she knew that she wasn't gonna get anywhere if she stayed like that. And I've been like that before where I just wanted to freaking feel sorry for myself and pretty much blame everybody for my mistakes, for all my bad decisions that I've done in my life, instead of taking accountability. And I think Clark did such a good job of fucking being that guy. Hold on. Let me drink this water. Sherwatel Edgy 4. Thank you. I'll get to your guys' comments in a minute. Let me just freaking mouth diarrhea this shit. So yeah, I resonated with both of them in certain aspects. So you get there's not too many characters in this movie, guys. There's literally like 6 characters, like the guy from Async, and you get those those dimensional astronaut guys, But they don't really, I don't even think if they're. I'm not even sure if they're credited in the credits, but it's literally Mary, those two Gen Z cats, and the black dude and the freaking guy from Async. That's probably the only complaint I have about this movie is the two youngsters that got casted. Guys, to me, like they did not look of the time. It's not really their fault, but I think maybe if they would have casted someone older, maybe just a little bit younger than Clark, maybe somebody in their like mid 30s, maybe they wouldn't have gave so much of a Gen Z feel to it. But I don't know what was up with those kids because their faces were just too much of this time. Like it was so obvious. Like they look like Gen Z time travelers. Like no joke. Even the way they were dressed, like they just couldn't pull it off. Like if they didn't tell me what was going on, like if I didn't figure out that this was taking place in 1990, I would have assumed that it was 2026. Seriously. But like I said, it's not their fault. But yeah, that's probably the only nitpick I really have is that those two actors weren't really, they were kind of distracting for me when it came to that. But I mean, it didn't kill it. So yeah, there's not too many characters in this movie because and the main focus is literally fucking Clark. So what's up, Kid Wonder? Rosie is Life of Wonder. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So yeah, so Clark pretty much he's a failed architect, freaking divorced from his wife. Apparently, he hates his wife, stalks his wife. But yeah, he stalks his wife, hates her but stalks her. Fucking weird, right? So and he lives at the furniture store. So like it's just a shitty life that he lives, right? So he finds the back rooms because the back rooms apparently is eating up his power bill. And he discovers the back rooms, goes into the back rooms, and then starts to explore it. And then I have a few theories too about the back rooms because, like, I've been deep in the Reddit rabbit hole, like looking like to see on people's theories to see if anyone has the same theories as me. And like, I love it, dude. I fucking love that we finally got a fucking movie that's fucking like, what do you call it, theory worthy. Like we can just keep coming up with all these freaking crazy theories, right? Time travel theories, fucking dimensional freaking. There's even people saying that these async cats are trying to cash out on free real estate. Like there's all kinds of theories. But look at my personal theory for the Backrooms is that I think it's the Backrooms itself. I think it's an entity. Like you guys know the character from DC. I don't know if you guys ever seen Doom Patrol, but it kind of reminded me of Danny Street in a way. Do you guys know what Danny Street is? Danny Street is like this street in the DC universe that basically is a living entity. And the only thing is it's that's the only thing that really makes it similar to Backrooms is that it's like a living entity. But the Backrooms doesn't tell you hi and like let you know that it's alive or anything. But that's what I like about this movie is that it doesn't have to, because when Clark's in there, you can feel it. Like you can, it has this feeling like, hey, I've been here before and I want to see it, because that's literally what the Backrooms is to Clark. It's basically almost like it's integrating with his mind. And that stop sign, and I got that when I first saw the stop sign. You guys remember the scene with the stop sign and how it was dark? I think once he entered that area, that's when it unlocked that part of him and created not created that man that man of what do you call it, the fuck, where he manifested that they're calling it still lives. I think that's why the stop sign was there. It was like, it was almost like his own mind telling him, "Don't go, come over here, because you're about to you're you're about to stay here if you come over here." And there's so many different point of views of this of his still life. Uh hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. I'm not reading the I'm trying not to read the comments for it. I'll read the comments after I get this all out of my head. But so that entity comes his this big old freaking 9 foot tall monster, basically, this narcissistic energy vampire, because to me that's what it is. I've been seeing people saying like, "Oh, he eats people because Clark started eating people," but that entity was already eating people before Clark even discovered that he could eat the people down there. So to me, I know the term, and a narcissist has been getting played out since like fucking the beginning of YouTube, but honestly, because I have experience in that, and I've studied enough and done enough research. I have family members that are narcissists. I have narcissistic traits. I'm not a full blown narcissist, but there's some stuff I do that does, that is traits of a narcissist. So trust me, I know. But that's what I was getting from his still life, because it was going around just freaking eating everybody. And that's what narcissists do. They want to eat your energy. They want an energy vampire to fuck out of you, and then because you're the supply. But it was a lot more than his narcissism. He was also a failed architect, which really messed with him, right? So pretty much it was a manifestation of his freaking failed life. His whole all the bad things of Clark. All of the bad things of Clark put into one, and it created that fucking monster. Which is why I think the monster ate him, because once he accepted that that's what he was and that's all he was ever going to be, to me, what my point of view of that was that the monster was like, "Oh, okay, well, if that's the case, then what the hell do I do? There can only really be one of us, right? And if you're accepting us for who I am, this is your real version of you. So guess what? There's no need for you." That's what I got out of that when it got to the ending. Um, what else? What else? So the still life, the still lives, guys. Why the fuck was a guy on the wheelchair just like? I thought I was crazy, but I was like, why is that guy on the wheelchair so like? Why is he not scary and like kind of adorable? Why was he so cute? He was like so cute and innocent with his damn little lampshade. My husband was like, that's like his little homie, because like he like turned on the light when he told his still life version of his wife to turn off the light. But anyways, that was one of my favorite scenes. I don't know if you guys ever seen Coraline, but it kind of gave me Coraline vibes. Do you guys remember in Coraline where what's her name? Coraline, she goes to she discovers the other mother and the other father. It was really giving that vibe, dude. And Coraline is one of my favorite movies, and I can tell that Tim Burton probably was a little bit of an inspiration for this director that came up with this idea. That's another thing, guys. I try to not pay attention to negativity too much, because I don't want to feed into that shit. And to be honest with you, I ain't got I'm not wasting my fucking energy on arguing with a bunch of people. But I've been seeing like hate towards the director, like calling him like he had this whole thing ghostwrited and he's too young. There's no way that he could come up with all this. Look, it either way, it's none of my business. I don't give a shit. Even if that is a case, which I don't think so. But some people are gifted. Some people are ahead of their time. That's just how it is. Not everybody gets to be ahead of their time. God has favorites. That's just how it is. And it's not surprising to me that a 20-year-old kid happens to be ahead of their time, with this situation. So it is what it is. And good for him. Good for him to, I'm pretty sure he has a promising career now because of this movie. But anyways, so yeah, I really like that scene. It was really giving Coraline vibes. Um, as far as the plot, I've seen people complain about the plot too, and it's like, look at what do people expect from horror movies? Like, do they like? Is that why people really like Obsession because of the gore? Like, there's different types of horror, right? Look at Obsession was okay, but like I said, I've seen Obsession how many fucking times already? Like, I feel like I that movie's just too familiar, and Backrooms, I've never seen anything like this. It does have like a mix, like the vibes and stuff. Yeah, I felt it before, but I like psychological horrors. There's It's like one of my favorite genres of horror. But like, I don't know, like I feel like I said before, like, you got to be a particular type of person to like this movie. Kind of like with BVS, you got to be a particular type of person to like Batman v Superman too. Like, it really, certain movies really like show what kind of person you are. Like, real talk. But yeah. So what else? What else did I like about this movie? God, dude, there's like so much about this fucking movie. Like, they already greenlight a fucking sequel too. Um. So yeah, I knew I should have wrote fucking notes for this because I'm still processing this movie, guys. So oh yeah, so when fucking Clark brought the kids down there, why the fuck didn't he tell them that there might have been something in there? Did you guys notice? Like, that kind of was a red flag already. Because I was like, he's bringing these poor fucking kids down, and he's not going to tell them, like, hey, by the way, I've heard some noises in here, so watch out. He didn't say shit. He stood quiet the whole time. It's almost like he was like, kind of using them, and it kind of shows you what kind of person he is. Like, he's not really a good person. Clearly, not at all. And as soon as when they were doing that exercise in the end, and he cut the still life's hair off, and then he put it on the therapist, when he's like, I want you to tell me that it's right, that I'm right. And it's so like, basically, what's the word, valid, like, he wanted her to validate him for the piece of shit that he was. And it was just like, okay, yeah, this motherfucker is a mega narcissist, like, big time. And I was like, fuck, man, this guy doesn't want to take any type of fucking accountability whatsoever. Anyway, so hold on. Yeah, okay, the whole memory aspect. So it is true, guys. Look at it. This is why I really wanted to do the stream too, because like I said, I resonated with this movie. And it's for, everybody, even if you didn't go through trauma, even though I feel like everybody on this earth has gone through some type of trauma, even if it was a little tiny little sliver of trauma. Everybody goes through trauma. Just, everyone has a different gravity of fucking trauma. But it does trauma, what it does to your brain is it rewires you, especially if you have childhood trauma, and memories start becoming like, you can't trust your memories 100%. Now, if something happened like 2 days ago, then yeah, that's one thing. But something that happened 10 plus years ago, you kind of got to be a little careful. And it took me a while to learn that too, because there's a lot of things that I'm like, I swore this happened, and I swear you said that, just to come find out that it was a fucking a dream, or even something that someone else said. Like, your memories do get distorted as you get older. And another thing too, as our brains work, we can't store all of our memories. There's just no way. I wish we could, but no, there's and it's a little, it goes deeper. I know why we can't store all of our memories, because there's no way we can mentally fucking survive if we carry all of that shit with us till our death, like especially if you gone through trauma, you want to forget a lot of the shit that you went through, right? Because there's just no way. Like you won't make it. You won't fucking make it. You will mentally break, and it happens to a lot of people. That's why they tell you to let go, like just let go of the shit. But what happens is that your brain has to make room for new memories. So you start to, slowly, like certain memories start to get a little distorted, or maybe may even be forgotten like that, because that's how your mind is. Your mind's kind of like a computer in a way. Unfortunately, we can't install some type of thing to carry a bunch of memories. And I'm actually glad that the brain works like that, because trust me, I wouldn't want to remember all the shit that I went through anyways. But yeah, so yeah, this movie shines a light on that, especially with Mary, because Mary had a traumatic childhood with her mother, which was very resonating too. So and she carried, and that thing she carried was pretty symbolic too. And when she finally broke it, when she used it to save her life, she broke it and she let go of it, right? And you guys remember when she was smiling, like towards the end, she had like a smirk. I think that was a some people saying that she's like finally accepted her fate. I honestly think, this is my point of view. I don't know. It's just a theory. I think she broke, like mentally broke at that point. I could be wrong though, but that's what I got out of it from that little smirk that she was giving. But so yeah, I like that they do that. And that's what was giving me the Tim Burton kind of vibes too, was the whole, like, how everything was distorted. I even heard people saying, oh, it's like AI, it's like making fun of AI. That's a good take. I think that's pretty interesting too. I don't think that's what it was, but I wouldn't be surprised if the director was kind of, taking some bits and pieces from that, especially with the still lifes with the dude the dude with the table and the distorted face, and the wife with the distorted face. I can see what people are talking about. That's pretty cool. um what I like too, when Clark finally was like, I'm gonna stay here. For the first time in my life, I've never felt any pretty much like he felt comfortable there, because he was being validated by those still lives. Like he got to do whatever the fuck he wanted in that space, in that dimension. And nobody was there to tell him that he couldn't. So of course he's gonna want to fucking stay there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I found a place like that, and if I can sleep all fucking day and not have to fucking do anything, I probably would have stayed there too. But again, at the same time, he went fucking crazy, because he didn't have. That's when he really lost all accountability. That's why he started. I think, what's creepy, when he told Mary, he's all, and the best thing you can do, the best thing is that you can eat them. And I was like, what? How the fuck did he find out that he could fucking eat them? Like, how did he discover that? I see your guys' comments. I'll get to them in a minute. I'm gonna open up the panel too, so you guys can come on here and we can talk about it too. But like I said, I just wanted to get all my thoughts out. So yeah, I was gonna say The Quiet Place. What the fuck am I talking about? The Backrooms is a very it's a very pulling movie, especially if you're into that, like if you're into like the human mind and stuff. And I really do believe that most of the people that like this movie is because they resonate with it. They do. I can see why, a reason why these Gen Zers out here. No offense, Droga, and a couple other of you guys. There's a lot of Gen Zers shitting on this movie, but loving Obsession. Anyways, so Yeah, that's all I really got to say. I can't like I said, I'm still processing this movie and still coming up with my own fucking theories. Um the guy Clark, not Clark, what was that guy's name? The doctor? He wasn't a doctor. What the fuck am I talking about? The research, the MRI guy, the research guy. He said that they used to be an MRI company, but now yeah, Phil, thank you. But now they are pretty much only interested in the back rooms. So the back rooms getting created because he mentioned he was like, oh, it's a bunch of doors are opening up in all over the world. I still haven't quite under understood that, but I did notice that when Phil closed the door before he interrogated Mary, well, not really interrogated, more like just questioned her. He wasn't a fucking cop. So yeah, he when he questioned Mary, there was a sign that said uh high magnetic force field, I believe. So they were still in the back rooms because he tells her too, he's all, how'd you get in here? At first, I thought it was like some time warp shit because Phil does look a little bit different in that scene. Someone pointed out, like, oh, it might be time travel because he actually looks younger. But then when I listened to the dialogue the second time, I was like, oh shit, they're still in the fucking back rooms. So I think the back rooms has a lot to do with the MRI technology. I just can't fully comprehend it, but I know it has something to do with the magnetic field. But yeah, what else? There's a bunch of stuff, guys. Like I said, there's just so much to chew on with this movie. Like I know I'm gonna think about something and then fucking probably post it on my fucking my on my, what do you call it, my fucking community. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I like how it explores the human mind and like how humans are. I think Clark was the perfect guy. Well, the actor for one was perfect, but the character Clark himself, him being a failed architect is definitely not for no fucking reason. And I think that's another reason why he was attracted to the back rooms is because of how it was, the layout of it. Of course he's gonna find it curious, right? Of course he's gonna be curious about it. I mean, he even says it's like this place was built by construction workers on acid. So he was very intrigued by the back rooms, and it made sense. It made sense. I'm glad that they made him an architect, well, a failed architect. I thought that was very fitting. um what else? There's just so much, guys. Like, I fucking love when movies make me think. Like I said, I haven't stopped thinking. Like, there's just endless endless fucking like the back rooms. It's endless. Hold on. So if you guys notice on Clark's little wall painting, he draws one of the hazmat guys. So I'm thinking, did he run into these hazmat guys? And they definitely had to be within the back rooms watching Clark on videotape because there's no way that they can watch a videotape from being outside that dimension. So they definitely have some type of like setup. I'm guessing where Mary went in the end, where it's like an outpost of where they do all their testing and watching and analyzing, because there's no way they can keep track of Clark within outside of that fucking dimension. I try to think, but nothing happens. Clark was an architect purgatory. Clark briefly mentions it. There is a time dilation. Yeah, and like I said, MRIs. are like there's no sense of time in an MRI. I don't know if you guys ever got a MRI. MRIs are very very trippy, guys. I'm a millennial Gen Z and I love the movie. You're a zillennial. I mean, I don't really count zillennials. The cuspers to me, they're just young. The cuspers are young millennials. You're still within our generation. I'm talking about high schoolers and young 20-year-olds. That's what I'm talking about. No, they were back in the real world questioning Mary. I don't think so because he said, "How did you get in here?" Why would he say, "How did you get in here?" That doesn't make sense if they were in the real world. Because he would have been like, "How'd you get in there?" That's what I got out of it. You can tell how old Bell is. Hit videotape. Videotape. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about that post, Clint. FYI, no one can tell how old I am. Clark was a architect purgatory. Okay, I already read that. But Phil Collins was his name. Phil Collins, are you serious? Or are you just joking, Droga? What's videotape? I mean, that's what it was in the 90s. I'm not going to say freaking what do you want me to say? Stream on the live stream? They doxed Kane Parsons' parents' house after this. What the fuck? Are you serious? Dude, people are fucking haters. Like, you know what? I'm gonna pray for this kid. I'm gonna pray for this kid because he does not. They're hating on him hard, dude. They're hella hating. His own generation is so jealous of him because they can't come up with what he came up with. Because he's one of the kind. He's like probably one of the what do you call it? The last of his generation that's actually onto something. My son's a Gen Zer, so I don't want to talk too much shit about Gen Zers. But for instance, last night, when we went to the movie theater, um, we went to go rewatch this movie, and my husband he wanted to sit in the third row, and I didn't really like the idea because I'm not. There's just something about being a little too close to the TV to the fucking the theater screen, and I thought it was gonna be a lot closer, but it was actually not that bad. And then we were supposed to sit a little bit higher, and there was like a couple of kids up there, probably high school or in like early 20s, talking about like just talking shit. And then one of the dudes was like, "This movie's fucking lame." And I was like, "Oh my god, dude, are you fucking serious? This movie's fucking lame. Are you even paying attention? Oh wait, you haven't experienced enough fucking life to understand what this fucking movie's talking about, you fucking little shit." Not his fault though, he's just a kid. That's crazy. Hey Belle, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm just getting ready to go to fucking just getting ready for the sun basically. The last of his generation that has a brain and knows how to think. Yeah, but I mean, it's at the same time, it's not their faults. They just don't know. They just don't know. Maybe in 10 to 15 years, if they rewatch this movie and actually experience life and go through some things, then maybe they can resonate a little bit more with it. Maybe. Like I said, I feel like to like this movie, I think you have to somewhat relate to it. I'll tell you my theory when you drop the link. Oh, I know you got some wild theories, and I'm ready for it. I think it's funny being close to the theater screen because it makes the characters' faces stretchy. Yeah, it did look a little funky, but like I said, I was glad that we sat there, and it actually wasn't that bad, and I was enjoying the time with my husband. Oh fuck, I got hiccups. Hold on. Damn it, I didn't mute the mic on time. Next, we will be hearing Belle yell at the kids to get off her lawn. You're so fucking stupid. No, I'm never gonna have a fucking lawn. And if I have a lawn, it's gonna be my husband's lawn. Nah, but anyways, but yeah, guys, 10-10 movie. Only thing I didn't really care for was the two kiddos that got casted. Other than that, like I don't have any real complaints. The ending was perfect. I know our boy Jarble didn't like the ending. A couple other people didn't like the ending too. I honestly look at when it comes to the ending, when it shut the fuck up for it. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. When it comes to the ending, I was fine with that. Okay. I was like, I don't need to see any more, and I don't need, and it was perfect ending for me because it shows that what Clark said about how the Backrooms remembers you, that made sense. I was like, he's fucking right. The Backrooms does remember you, and I mean, it wasn't her. It was a still life version of her, and she was just fucking sitting there at the same interrogation table, right? And I was like, okay, so that pretty much left it open to anything. It left it open to a sequel, and it also left it open to an ending. I was fine with it. No, I haven't, Apollo. I'll probably actually, we'll probably thank you for what do you call it? Thank you for suggesting that because that could be a TV movie night for me and my husband. There were so many annoying fucking teens in my theater. Fucking droga. I bet, dude. I bet. And like I said, I honestly mean this from the bottom of my heart. It is not these kids' fault that they didn't like this movie. They just don't know. They just don't understand. They think horror is like obsession. They think that's what it is. They just haven't been through enough experience to get why this movie was fucking such a masterpiece. Hold on. All right. I think I'm done with my mouth diarrhea, guys. I'll drop the link. Before I drop the link, you guys be nice to each other. And fourth, you could be my co-host. You could be my co-host for tonight. Let me find this. You guys be nice and you guys let each other talk, get your points across. What the fuck is a. Oh, here we go. Get off my husband's lawn. I love my husband so much. Only if he would fucking come on here as a guest. These YouTubers are inspiring me to make my own movie, which I will soon. Do it, Apollo. What's up, Fourth?
What's up, man? It makes me so proud and happy that people close to me are actually resonating with this movie because I've been waiting for this movie for 2 years, and even there was like a lull where I was like, "Is it coming out?" They greenlit it, and then they finally just like released the poster, and then finally the teaser, which I love that teaser. And now people are enjoying it. Some more than others, but yeah, I've been waiting for this one for a while.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
It
That's
my son put me onto this, and like he's not the best explainer because he was young at the time, but he would make comments like, "Yeah, I bet your ass can't handle the back rooms. You can't survive the back room." What are you talking about? And then I don't know if somehow maybe the algorithm, but then the short film popped up on my timeline and I watched it. So oh, that's what you're talking about? Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool.
yeah.
But yeah. Some of my theories about the I like how they mentioned that they used to make MRIs. And while this isn't like solidified in any of like the lore, but maybe just me putting my own two and two together, I think the backrooms are actually probably made from the scans of people who've ever had an MRI.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Fourth. That's
Because
pretty
the
good.
MRIs use magnetism and whatever other gadgetry to to make those operational, and even you said you saw the sign, but in the short films they also mentioned that the backrooms gate is open through magnetism, in
Yeah.
experimentation with proton colliding and stuff like that. So I'm guessing that they have scans of millions of people in reduced form that their experimentation gave birth to, and that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, that's actually that's pretty a pretty good theory.
Yeah, it's just a theory. They can completely flip it on its head and like, oh, I like mine better, but I guess that's not what it is. But and the reason why I think that, or I feel like I know she's not in the real world or in the back room still. Even with the vernacular, it's like, how'd you get down here? Maybe they're just being loose with the language of where she's at because she's in a top secret facility. But and you should watch the short films. They're not long at all. Like the biggest, like the longest one is probably like 10 minutes. They're like on average like 5 and 7 minutes. That are more about the exploration from async side. Like they even have a short film dedicated to the how the light fixtures work, and they're not plugged into anything. They're like impossible light fixtures that are all over the ceiling. Um, but when the Mary's, uh, I guess in
Hey,
so many
Aaron.
ways,
Hey,
rest. Hey, Aaron.
hey,
When Mary's taken by async, when they after they kept spraying that gas all over the place, when she goes into that room where the all the lights are, and it's like all kind of like the blue tone of the room, you see Async's actual door entry that they could turn on and off to access the back rooms.
Hmm.
So the next time you watch it, and that's not like information that you have to like, oh, I have to do my homework to understand. But no, they're just being functional with it, and they haven't explained it for their story yet. But if you see the short films, they have doors that they power on, and then they enter into the back rooms, and that was one of them.
Oh, damn. Interesting. Okay.
What were you? How did you like the movie, Aaron? What were
I
your
reckon it was
thoughts?
a real mind f of a movie. I like it just kept it like the movie does. It just keeps taking you to more and more places than that, and I felt like it was the same with the storyline.
Yeah, and this movie probably probably resonated for me in different ways. Like for me, like I grew up like Catholic, and there's always the mention of purgatory. And whenever I think about situations where you're kind of stuck in that are like never ending and just like for me, I don't know how Clark. I mean, Clark had the right mind DNA to fall in love with this place. For me, it's like it's a hell, right? Like it's like never ending plain tone flesh walls, and that would just drive me insane. And so I don't know. I found an interest in that on that kind of level as well, that it was like the perfect purgatory for a person to like really want to stay there and lose their mind.
Like Dante's Inferno or something like that.
Yeah, which I
That
think we're getting a Dante's Inferno movie too.
are
Oh,
we?
Yeah,
really?
Hell yeah. Who's doing it? Zack Snyder?
no,
Oh
I
shit,
don't know who's. I forgot. I haven't thought about the when I read that who was directing it,
That's
but
cool.
yeah,
It's a
that's
cool
wild.
concept.
I just drops that and then boom.
yeah.
That,
So
that
yeah,
that's freaky.
I've been I've been bugging all
Almost
my
as freaky as the
friends.
back room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
I said that was freaky, almost as freaky as the back rooms.
Yeah. Oh man, I've been bugging people to oh watch the shorts, watch the trailer, and like yeah, like I'm happy it paid off for people. I'm talking like I had something to do with it, but no, I was just really like intrigued to know more people know about it.
Why'd you like the movie so much, Aaron?
It's so unique to what I haven't really seen before in a horror movie. There's there's a lot of recycling that I've been seeing a lot lately with horror films, but
Oh,
with all these independent creators out there, they're all making these unique horror movies.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just found it really refreshing seeing
Oh,
something different on the screen.
yes, yes, very much so. And I think the Reddit side of horror has a lot of openings. I think they should try to redo Slender Man one more time.
Yeah,
They butchered that one with the Hollywood take on the because it kind of sprouted out the same way on the internet as Backrooms.
with the creepy passes.
Yeah. Oh, and just I'm not sure if you knew about this director, Kane Parsons.
Yeah.
He did not. There's a lot of controversy or backlash or hate, whatever, because he did not invent the Backrooms. Uh, it started out as like a picture that someone posted up on, I guess, on Reddit, and people started adding like lore to what that picture could be and stuff
Oh,
like that. And
Oh
so
my god.
it was an open source add your own lore um I guess horror community. But Kane learned about it during COVID, and then he said that, well, I made the first short film based on it, and I did it my own way. So some people are even mad that there's entities like the still lifes and Clark's, monster form, because some
hmm
people really just want to just watch people just explore empty hallways and with other little anomalies that happen. So some people are mad that there's those things in the movie. Even the people that some of the video games that if you watch the play along,
hmm
nothing happens. You just find your way out, or you find some sort of like you suffer some other kind of fate. So I'm kind of glad that Kane Parsons did his.
Isn't that what creepy pasta is, anyways?
Yeah, exactly. You add your own lore to it.
Yeah. And I would say that probably nobody really owns the. Maybe now that there's a movie, they own the title Backrooms for movie's sake. But like, if you wanted to make the Backrooms or Backrooms Escape from whatever silly title, I mean, I think technically any studio can make one, but I
Yeah,
don't know the law.
it's like making a movie about hell. Hell's not really anyone's.
Right.
Yeah. No,
So
no,
what's
nobody
the
owns
difference?
hell besides you know who.
Some motherfucker try to copyright it.
Yeah, huh, huh.
But yeah, there's like I said, jump on those shorts if you enjoyed the movie. Jump on the shorts because it gives you more of like a. And what I think what's interesting about a lot of these creepy pastas that my daughter she introduces to me, they're not so much about like, oh, this would be so scary if this creature popped out around the corner type thing. The enthusiasm is about the exploration how things work in this world. So like there's like another one called like alternates, and it's supposed to be like people that look exactly like you that are showing up to replace you and probably like kill you off, right? But they're not human, whatever. And so when people call 911 thinking that they're going to sound crazy, supposedly the police force actually has an already prep response for it that they're not supposed to let on to unless you call about it. And then there's rules that you have to follow to avoid your alternate. It's weird,
Hmm.
but yeah, there's that. There's I think SCP will be a big one if they can do that one. You've heard of that one, right, Aaron?
Oh yes. You
Some
can
young
make
guy,
a television show of SPD.
yeah, SCP will be like the next X Files. And some young guy's trying to crowdfund a movie. I don't know if I don't know what his if he has the you know enthusiasm of backing for it, but someone's trying it. Uh, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there, and the back onto this movie, I think Clark was down there. There's some inconsistencies that I felt that were like, oh, that's kind of odd. I think Clark was down there for months.
Yeah. There's no telling, but that's a good theory. What
Right.
makes you say that?
Well, one, the short films, they do have like time skips. So like when they're following the async characters, they go on like three at a time, and you're supposed to stay within viewing distance of each other. But one guy gets distracted by like noises that are coming from a hallway, and then he turns back, and then his two companions are gone. And they find that character later on, and it's been months he's been missing, and he's all delirious. So that's in the short. So that's not like really for like information that's to say that you should understand the movie. But Clark does say one thing when he's going in with the young the kids. We call
Mm-hmm.
kids, they're like 20 some years old, but yeah, he says
Kid.
when he's introducing them to the door, he says, "I want to be back by sunrise," and he's like, "Dude, it's like 9 a.m. right now."
Yeah.
And so I think Clark kind of knows that, okay, that there's some issues or weirdness with time. But the one thing that doesn't make sense, right? And
Mm-hmm.
maybe they have to reveal it. When they get lost after all the chaos happens with the kids and they tumble down the thing and everybody goes their separate directions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts back to Mary.
Mm-hmm.
When did Clark leave that message on her machine that I've gone through the window and I won't be coming back? If he says that, then he was taking those kids to their death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, that's what I said too, because he didn't even tell them what was in there. Like, I would have been like, this is just me as a person. If I wanted to take even people that I wasn't related to and worked for me, I would, if I knew they would be down to do something like that, I would let them know, like, hey, by the way, I think there's something in here, so just be careful. You know?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't.
he
He
did
didn't
it,
say shit.
and that thing was clearly violent. Whatever he didn't see at the time that smashed that caveman's little radio signal thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was a weird part.
And
Now the
then
only go
my
ahead.
bad. Sorry, I'm eating jerky at the same time. So that you remember when the kid had the dude, he had the rope tied up to him, and when he came back up,
Yeah.
he told Clark, because Clark was trying to untie it, and then he told Clark, "What the hell are you doing?" Like Clark did something.
Oh no, he said, "Dude, what kind of knot is this?"
Yeah, and then after that, he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
What was he doing?
I I was thinking that because like it's very faint, and I'm like maybe it's just me. And Aaron, let me know what you thought. You think Clark was intentionally trying to keep him down there by blaming? Sorry, the rope got caught around the bed, and like he was like, pull me up," and he's arguing with the girlfriend. The Clark and the girlfriend are arguing, and
Could he have used the kids for like bait?
well, here's the
Yeah.
weird. Yes, here's the
That's
weird thing.
yeah.
Why was his shirt down there?
Hmm.
Do you remember the shirt?
Wasn't he wearing it though, or he wasn't?
When they introduce uh uh I call him Sir Dunk. I thought it was the guy from the Game of Thrones, but he doesn't look that tall. But when they introduce the kids, he's wearing the same shirt when he picks it up when he goes down into that little the the decline, whatever, when they lower him down with the rope. When he
Mm-hmm.
goes down there and he's like, "Man, there's a bunch of clothes down here," and he picks up his own shirt. It was a shirt. It was a white T-shirt that said
Yeah,
"End
yeah.
Apartheid." Yeah, he was wearing that earlier when he got introduced.
To be
Could have been
honest, that
could
whole
have been
scene.
this.
Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
Oh no, you go.
No, go ahead.
I say could have been that's a duplicate because a lot of the stuff in the backrooms were duplicates of what was happening in the real world.
Yeah, that's the weird thing because like he. All right, Clark says something also that maybe not like an improper continuity. Remember where he tells her, yeah, there's a pool too. Well, sort of, right?
Yeah.
The pool was after the areas that Clark claimed he hasn't been to yet. It was after that descent. Now there could be pools elsewhere, but he says there is a pool too, and the pool is only after the areas that Clark claimed he needed help to get down to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So, so that's another kind of a weird type of thing. So I hope when they do the sequel, they recap some of Clark's moments that we didn't see, just as like an introduction. No more than 20 minutes, but I feel like there's some more stuff there that not even like the fans of the short films, would know.
My husband said that their shoes were down there too when the first time Clark went in there to explore it before he brought them in.
Ah,
They were
oh,
stuck
where,
oh,
to the floor.
the ones, the things that it was like penetrating out of the ground, the
Yeah.
floor.
yeah,
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of you know that movie, The Philadelphia Experiment,
I've heard it. I haven't seen it, but yeah,
where like bodies and like even like clothing was sticking out of the ship after they tried to turn on the experiment and they had to turn it off.
yeah. Yeah, when you watch the short films, they show you how the Backrooms is created and when it first opens up, and like how it maps out on the screen like an MRI, like shows the brain.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that too.
And so, yeah, what would the two of you like for a sequel?
Dang. Honestly, more about the back rooms for sure, but I don't I heard that they want to bring back Mary or something, or she's gonna make a cameo, which I actually would want to see because I do want to know what the hell happened to her, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
me too.
liked her character.
What about you, Aaron?
Or to see if the government is fully involved in it and what they're doing.
Right.
Because
Um,
that's what I suspect. I suspect like the government agencies involved in it, in all of it.
my theory as far as the what they could be using it for is, you know, a mass society underground bunker for when the nukes go off, maybe or something. I don't know, but they do show a plan of what the backrooms are supposed to be for, which is transporting goods quickly across the globe. And it
Mm,
seems too simple, like they're going to advertise like interdimensional
yeah,
travel for something like
yeah,
as basic
yeah.
as shipping. But there is
Yeah,
they do have like one of those like, Federated Incorporated Industries Limited, brought to you by da da da. This is what, this is the future. It's like the industry of shipping type of commercial.
Nah, that sounds like some total recall bullshit. I don't fucking
mm,
want that. I want
But
the back rooms to be what it is with the still lives. I don't want them trying to integrate like assholes from the surface to go in there. I like
well,
the weirdness of it.
I
I have
think
a theory that the still lives are like um government experimentation.
they
Hmm.
very much well could be. Now I think what's going to happen with Mary is what I felt like would happen to Phil. Phil looks like a troubled kind of like, he's not the top brass, but I think he was given an option to work there, maybe through, unrelenting circumstances. And I think that's what Mary's choice is. Look, you can work for us, or we gotta off you because we can't let anybody else know about this. And I think she'll probably be one of the people in those suits in the sequel.
Yeah, I was getting that feeling at the
Yeah.
end.
I was thinking that too because they can actually I mean, she's a therapist and she's obviously knows about the psyche. Like maybe they can use it for something. Maybe try to get in, like try to find out more about the still lives. Maybe
Yeah. So there's other entities that are not covered in this one. The popular entity is
bacteria.
the bacteria,
Mm.
which I thought that's what Clark was gonna, or what that was. I don't know. Maybe that's what he is, but we saw the bacteria do something different we never seen it do before. But I
Hmm.
mean, they look hokey in the shorts because it's almost like stick animated. But yeah, and they even get into autopsies of people that were killed by the bacteria, where their bodies are well preserved and they're growing like mushrooms out of their bodies and stuff like that. But like it's preserving the bodies and stuff. It's weird. This kid's pretty smart for what he added to it.
Oh yeah, he's ahead of his time for sure for a 20-year-old kid.
And I keep calling him kid like so many people in the interviews.
My
He's a young
son
man.
is 21. He's a kid.
He's a young man.
Young man, kid, same thing. So my husband said he thinks Clark left that message after the kids died. I
So
don't know
then
why. He didn't tell me
do
why,
you
but that's what he thinks.
but do you think he came out and then went back? See,
I don't know. That's a why do you think he had those wind chimes in before like in the outside of the back rooms in the subfloor? Remember the wind chimes?
yeah, I thought those were just I wrote those off as just kind of coincidence, but yeah, like why would you have wind chimes indoors?
My husband said he thinks he put them there too because he might want to like hear like in case he gets lost. That was just a theory he had.
No.
I mean,
He
it's a
was losing
possibility.
it. So having all that random shit around didn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, and I was wondering how
Like a point of
the
reference.
yeah, I was wondering how the backrooms was affecting stuff in reality though, like the power breaker, circuit breaker.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, oh, that's different. It's actually affecting stuff in the outside world.
Well, the every anytime the entity, the Clark still alive came around, I don't know if you guys noticed the lights will start to flicker.
Yeah.
So he had something to I think he had something to do with the lights. I don't know what it was. Why do you guys think his still life was so much different than the others?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Okay, to partly answer that one or answer it with a question, was it the same thing that killed the person in the beginning? Because when it happened in the beginning, my mind was, oh, bacterium.
Oh yeah, I think so.
But is okay now if that was now if it's supposed to be Clark's, I'll call it an alternate for the sake, his backroom alternate. Um, if it was already the pirate, then this place was set up to lure Clark, or it was either attracted to him, maybe based on his mental instability.
I thought the same thing because it was right in I mean shit, right there by his furniture store and obviously he's been living in that furniture store drinking every night and feeling sorry for himself and being mad at his wife. I can see it's almost like the back rooms was attracting him, like trying to like trap
Yeah.
him in a sense.
Yeah, or like it rooted its way towards him based on
Yeah.
his trauma and different people wherever there's an entry level. So I would imagine all the ones that are opening across like the world, whatever, all have their unique. I mean, they should be right. It's based off reduced memories, so everybody has like their unique back rooms, stuff like that. So
It's
maybe if you have childhood trauma, then your back room looks like a fucked up Chuck E. Cheese or something.
um the it's like an entity or a spirit. It could be feeding off the person
Yeah,
through it's like through the energy source and stuff, or it could be like with the Matrix, the um everything that it's connected to gets drained like a battery.
yeah. There's that could definitely be valid. See, that's what's fascinating. Like, all these could be valid, and like any one of these can be valid. And I'm just like, man, I
Yeah,
do
you're
I
right.
want them to answer everything, or because for me the definition of like a traditional. like horror movie, whatever, is that it still lurks out there and it's still unknown. But
Yeah, there has to be some mystery. I understand.
Yeah,
like
but the
like
thing is, all this is spawned off a creepypasta. Why not have a creepypasta in your mind when it comes to this?
pretty much, you know, like like
You make
like like
you make your own law in your mind of what the answer is. Like
exactly.
choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Maybe the what was that? Is that Feora?
No, it sounded
No,
like Aaron's dog.
that's my dog.
Oh, I didn't know Aaron had a. Oh, so I didn't know you had a dog. Um, what do you call? Yeah, yeah, like how like zombies aren't really all that scary once once you're like your 9-year old knows to shoot them in the head, and it's like yeah, that's how you solve a zombie. You know, there's something spooky about like maybe it doesn't have rules; it just does what it feels.
So, what do you guys think? Because I've been seeing, like I said, I've been all over fucking Reddit. I've been seeing people talk about like there's like a split on the redhead that was in the back rooms. People are saying that's not his wife, and then other people are saying it's his wife. What do you guys think?
I thought wife when I saw her,
Same.
but I don't know what the
No,
odds are of finding familiar people down there.
Maybe it created her from his mind.
It could be if it's his back rooms, maybe that's but it being his back rooms is just a theory. Um, I'll go with his wife.
You got to remember he's an architect too. So he might have been he might have been doing his architect thing in his mind. And somehow the back rooms manifested that into that reality that he was in.
Right.
Because his
And
character being an architect it's not, it's on purpose.
yeah, it's the perfect like of all the characters that should be down there for the sake of the story. Yeah, they gave us this guy, and I don't know how many people were. Some people said that Clark was all those people, the clothes and everything were like sacrifices that Clark was doing. I have
I
no
thought it
clue.
was a metaphor, but I mean it's too easy of a metaphor. You know when they say you're airing out your dirty laundry.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you know how they say we are the architect of our own minds,
Yeah.
and they did what do you call it, in the opening of the movie when Mary, when she's talking about the whole mind, like how it works, how we create these loops in our head, and we stay at certain places. In a way, when you think about it, when he's in the back rooms, I think part of the reason why he wanted to stay, because he was finally being an architect, but in that dimension, and like free
Right.
to do whatever.
Yeah. In a place where he had some sort of semblance of control and couldn't feel pain and all that other type of stuff.
Exactly.
I,
That's
I,
just
I
my
like
theory.
that line that he drops where he's like, I'm only paraphrasing because I don't remember it verbatim, but it's like to be somewhere painless and untouched and never moving or something like furniture, which even the furniture made a callback into his mindset. Yeah, he wants to be as pointless as furniture.
Yeah.
Now,
Why
why
did
do you
he
think?
stab that guy? Did you guys How'd you
What's
guys
that?
feel about that scene? I was kind of sad for that guy, to be honest.
Oh, which guy?
The fat guy that was sitting down, the poor guy with the distorted face, where the one he eats from, where he's like, look, they don't feel any pain, and he just stabs him in his neck.
Yeah, how long do you have to be down there to figure out that you could eat? How do you even figure out that you could eat that?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
would imagine that he went to the point of starving and thought he was going to get involved in cannibalism, or maybe he can't. All right, here's another thing. Do you think he killed the young girl?
1,000%.
You
Oh,
think
100.
so?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
he doesn't
After
ever say
oh,
like
for
I
sure.
I killed her, and I thought she might have gotten. destroyed by the Clark monster. But I was
That was a clean cut though.
Yeah,
like,
Her head got chopped off.
yeah. Now it's strange that he has it in the refrigerator, but
Yeah, why?
maybe
Why the fuck did he put it in there?
I would have like maybe he did. Maybe it was the best place that he could put it where he didn't ruin the architecture of the. I don't know. It
Did he
would have
want to
yeah.
ruined the
stick
feng
The,
shui.
furniture
the,
or
the
something?
stink. You
But
didn't want the stink.
who knows? Maybe he tried to actually eat her to prevent himself from going back to the real world and grabbing like a DiGiorno pizza or something. And then when he tried to eat one of the still lifes, he's like, "Wait, this is actually like fucking sticky rice."
Oh yeah, I saw that. It looked like installation to me a little bit.
Yeah, it was like wet yeah, what like wet installation.
Yeah,
But
very
yeah,
strange.
now I don't know if these still lives are very nourishing, but yes, you could technically chew and swallow them, but I don't know if they're providing. I guess they are providing sustenance.
How did he get them to the room? Like, did they follow him there, or did he like how was this such a perfect setting?
I imagine that they obey so much,
Like they're
and
docile?
yeah, so they're like basically like yeah, like docile, or like they're like the equivalent of what do you call it when they ram the needle through your eye?
Oh,
Lobotomized.
lobotomized?
Yeah,
Yeah, love.
you
Or it
kind of
could
like,
be, you know, the Haitian zombies. You know how witch doctors create zombies and stuff in Haiti.
oh no, I haven't heard about that.
You know the pufferfish.
No.
Yeah, okay. There's a fish in like in the sea called a pufferfish, and they spurt out a certain venom, and they extract some of that venom to create zombies in Haiti. The
Oh, you
witch
said puffer
doctors.
fish.
Hmm?
You said puffer fish, right?
Yeah, pufferfish.
Okay.
Is that a
Yeah,
real thing? I never heard of that.
yeah, it is.
I wouldn't be surprised to be honest.
And they help, and these witch doctors, they create zombified people out of using the venom extract.
Oh
Does that
man.
wear off after a while, or they're done for?
They well the families automatically think their loved ones is dead. The During the night, the witch doctors take the bodies out because they know that the person actually isn't dead, and they become docile.
And
Oh
this is
shit.
in Haiti?
Yeah, Haiti and that.
Yeah, not surprising.
Or
I've heard a lot of things about Haiti.
I watched a full-on documentary about it years ago.
Nice.
Speaking of zombies, my husband, the movie almost
What?
got ruined for him because he was like the Christmas tree scene,
Yeah.
and remember the still wife copy, how she like
Well,
starts walking up to him. He
yeah.
was like, "Man, I thought that shit was a zombie. I was about to be taken out."
Oh yeah, that creeped me out because I wasn't perfect. I didn't know
Prepared
that
for
much
that?
about the. Yeah, I didn't know anything about still lives. I wasn't expecting people down there or
I
things
wonder
that
if
look
this
like people.
can be classified as a Christmas movie now.
Some people say that was like their favorite room with all the red and stuff like that. I'm surprised they didn't do there was like a, and they kind of did it. There's a red city, so there's like indoor skyscrapers, but
Yeah.
like the whole area is like bathed in red light, and then there's a neighborhood like that, and like one of the async people crawls under like like a, like when your garage door closes and you want to Indiana Jones yourself and slide through and get out before it closes on you. There's like a wall with that kind of like amount of space, and the guy slides under it and comes out, and there's an entire neighborhood in there bathed in like red light, and he keeps hearing a voice like, is somebody out there? I need help, and it's coming from one of the houses that are all like, generic replications of each other. Goes into the house, and then he finds that there's a person living in there, it's all being like recorded from the async guy's perspective. There's shoes, there's bottles of water, stuff like that. And then he goes down the hallway, and the hallway stretches out impossibly long. And then in the haze of the light, you see that there's like a 10-foot person. And it's like, oh shit, that's not a person. It's not a person. And it starts chasing him through the freaking neighborhood. It's fantastic.
Why did you guys think that that Clark's we got to come up with a name for him for the fucking monster version of
Pirate
him.
Clark.
Pirate yeah, Pirate. Why'd you guys think that Pirate Clark killed the real Clark? What's your guys' theories on that?
I'll let Aaron go first on this one because I'm trying to put my words together.
I reckon it knew that it was getting controlled, and the light switch came onto its head.
There's an aspect to that yeah. There's some similarities to that as to my reasoning. So I think, all right, like the still lives, kind of like this. All right, I don't know if those still lives would have to survive, right? So what I think is that whatever mental frequency that Clark was operating on in his own realm was like almost like a pact that was made with the pirate Clark, right?
Mhm.
And once Mary was just open about like I can't help you, and Clark just accepted his instability. I guess it felt like he kind of broke a pact with the pirate Clark entity, and it's like
Mm.
you're not one of us anymore. In fact, you're just like any other stranger that gets lost in here, or something akin to that. I have to think about it more, but it has to be something with his realization or his acceptance.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I actually like your guys' theories better because I've been seeing people talk about, oh, it's because he was eating the still lives. And it's like, but he was that Pirate Clark was attacking, like, he attacked that kid, the dude that went down into that freaking trapdoor basement thingy.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people keep spreading that theory because it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, remember what Clark says when Pirate Clark enters the room. You're not supposed to be in here.
Yeah, what was up with that? What did he mean by that?
I think it's just part of Clark's regular Clark invalidating his mental membership to stay in the background, the back rooms.
You're
Like
funny.
he has ownership of certain areas.
Right. As long as he's like as crazy as he is, right?
So he
As,
can't exist the same. Like he basically can't be within the same room as him. That's so
probably not, because that place was supposed to be like his house, right? Like I can imagine Clark probably dragged that table and stuff in there and made his own little domicile. And
yeah. He
so
said it was my house too. Remember, he's all because this is my house.
yeah. Fucking fantastic, dude. Like I couldn't have like even think that we'd have
Hell
gotten
yeah.
like Chiwetel Ejiofor to play this role, let alone get the movie in the first place, but have it further legitimized by like an Oscar-winning actor.
I cannot think of anyone else that could have pulled it off. He was fucking great. I think this is his best.
I mean, I like him. He's consistently good in a lot of things. I won't say like this is like his best.
That's what I
It's
heard.
just for me it's a new type of good for him.
Well, only movie I seen him in was 10 Years a Slave.
Right. And then he was also in that you never saw Serenity?
No, the one that came out in 2005, right?
Yeah, he was a fantastic villain in that one.
Oh, he was also in Doctor Strange, I think, too.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then a lot of people have seen this, but I haven't. But Four Brothers, I guess he was a villain in that with Mark
I seen
Wahlberg and
Four
Tyrese.
Brothers, but I don't remember him.
But no, he has an interesting well, listen,
Yeah,
I
some
would say
range.
like he's always he's never fucked up a movie. Like if a movie is even bad, I'm like it ain't Chiwetel Ejiofor's fault. That guy's always good. I even like that
Well,
COVID movie he did with Anne Hathaway. That was kind of goofy, but yeah, no, just like And like it was, you know what it was for me. I didn't want Clark to die, and for reasons outside of the movie, because I was happy that like the actor was a part of the production. And cynically, I thought he's only gonna be in it for like 10 minutes, like Bryan Cranston in Godzilla or something. He's a big actor on a small production, a micro production. He's probably gonna come in here, grace us with a couple lines, and then he's out the door. And we're gonna be like, "What was the point of him even being in this movie? Just to add a name." But no, he's in it for a while. So I was like, I don't want Clark to die. And then I feel bad again for reasons outside the movie that Clark went as deranged as he did, but it worked so well.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, because I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of right when. And look, judge me all you want, but when he was like, "It's fucked up, but it's beautiful at the same time, isn't it?" I understood what he was talking about.
Oh yeah,
Like, because it was in a way, it was kind of he found his peace the same time.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Which is sick and twisted, but that was the truth in that scene. So yeah, there's a part of me that yeah, I didn't want him to die either, but maybe there's a because from what we know as of now, the Backrooms is you know copies things, right?
right.
So maybe there's like another version somewhere in the Backrooms of him, another still life.
Could be.
I'm
Well,
just throwing out theories. I don't know.
no, yeah. I mean, it could be. Hopefully, the rules aren't so like by the time we get to like the second movie, we're like, I don't know what the fuck this thing's about. They just keep pulling shit out of their ass. Like, hopefully, there's just like a semblance of rules. That's all I need at most. Um, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it, it escaped me. But yeah, no, I really I didn't want him to die, but then I was like, nah, this motherfucker nailed it. And these people do exist. Anybody who's had hopes and dreams that didn't come true, you know, you're a few cans short of a six pack away from becoming a Clark.
For sure.
Just
Yeah.
like don't blame other people for your
Yeah,
failure.
yeah, don't, because that's gonna turn you into a terrible person. I just thought too right now, in a way, it was kind of because, like I said, I got different types of vibes from this movie, and that's why I'm like really attracted to it too. Because I'm like into like the weird, wacky shit in a way. It kind of, in a way, it's kind of like his Alice in Wonderland too, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
minus the Mad Hatter.
And he was pretty bold moving through the back rooms initially. If I found a panel and opened it and it was like a crawl space, I ain't going in there, even if it is brightly lit. This guy was super intrigued from the start. And I thought he was lucky that, like, based on some of the stuff in the short films that I saw, that when he first went down there and he went to the little crawl space, and then he heard the pirate Clark outside the room, but didn't know what it was yet. The mere fact that he did a U-turn and went around and came back to another side and exited, I thought I was like, oh wow, he's lucky that it exited like that because it's not supposed. It's fucking labyrinth, you know. Uh, and I would like for them to also touch on some of the other stories that were from the short films. So like when one person goes in there, a couple different people find a car smashed into a wall, and then they show you like like not security cam but like freeway footage from like a camera, a car dropping out of existence on the freeway.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch. We gotta watch those short films just to kind of continue the experience. Sometimes they're they're brief, but they're fascinating. But yeah, a car is like a reoccurring landmark in the back rooms
How
where
many short
it's.
films are there?
I would say if I had to guess without having counted, there's probably like seven, maybe 7 or 8.
I don't want the short films to ruin it for me. Fourth.
They don't like they'll probably, if anything, at worst they'll probably give you expectations for the sequel that you may or may not get. But
Hmm,
some of the stuff is probably things that they won't even bother to cover in the sequel because they don't really have narratives. They're
that's
all
true.
they're all situated. Like this Clark character is like the most like storytelling, version of the Backrooms, where we have a character that we empathize and we follow, build up, and watch them destroy
Mhm.
themselves. While everything else is just like, whoa, what happened? Got to get out of here. And then like one guy exits and he falls out of the sky in the real world. He's like in the clouds and he hits the ground.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna trust you, Fourth.
I don't know. Give them, just make sure they're under the name Kane Pixels, because
King Pixels.
other people of and this is one of the reasons also why there's so much hatred. People don't like that this movie only covers level 0, the yellow walls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and other people have created their own, like, different levels that look like stuff. Like there's one that looks like neighborhood houses, like almost like in the painting. And if you ever look at, like, you focus on the cinematography, you notice how like the mountains in the background of like when they do like a wide shot of like Clark's furniture store, the hills look like they're really close up and it's a clear bright day, almost
Mm-hmm.
painterly like. There's levels that look like that, but it looks like they're drawn. There's so many different things that people wanted to see that when we only got level 0, they're like, "Oh, this sucks." They didn't even do the ballrooms or the pool rooms or the so on and so other. And also, not to mention that Backrooms actually took over, has a huge following for kids. There's like the equivalent of like Bluey or like Five Nights at Freddy looking characters that have their own Backrooms lore.
Oh yeah, I heard that too, and because like people on Reddit were making fun of why a lot of the young Gen Zers didn't like it because they didn't have the TikTok back rooms or something like that or the music.
Yeah. Oh, there's a particular song that they played in the trailer for the second trailer. They didn't put in this one, but there's so many expectations because so many people have, it is basically like, why people hated BVS. After like 70 years of Superman, nobody can agree what they want from a Superman. But on Backroom's first movie, there's already like years worthy of content from different people, so they can't agree on one.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about it.
Yeah, it's one hell of a movie. This is the kind of movies I like, though, divisive movies. I agree with my husband because he likes these kind of movies too.
Well, yeah, they pick a path and they follow it really strongly, and almost like audience be damned, either you like it or you don't. And it's like, well, if I find myself on the side that does like it, then it's probably an even stronger piece compared
Yeah,
to the people that don't like it. Then there's a real strong hatred.
I wonder. Honestly, if I was that kid, I would be happy right now because I would feel like I've done something if I made a divisive film like this.
Yeah.
Um, how much money has it made so far? Do you know?
I keep getting different numbers. Was it like 80 some million?
Do you know the budget?
It's 10 million.
What? The budget was 10 million.
Yeah.
How much did that actor get paid? Because he's kind of a big namer, isn't he?
He probably, he's like Backrooms, back end. So hopefully got a back end deal.
Oh, I see. Um, damn, that's a success then.
And that's how they usually, like, they kind of lure actors who want to do, like, like when Pulp Fiction came out and they wanted Bruce Willis to start an $8 million film. So they say, look, if it makes anything, you get off the back end of what the total grosses are. And they feel comfortable with that because they believe in the project. So
Yeah,
uh, hopefully that's what he got, because then he stands to get a pretty good chunk of change.
yeah, because he's kind of. I didn't honestly. I didn't even expect. I didn't. I was surprised to see him in. When he got out of the car, I was like, "Oh shit, he's in this."
Yeah, when they announced him, I was like, "What the fuck? Oh shit! I got to hear how we wanted to be a part of the project." And he said he never heard anything about it before, but they sent him the short films, and he said the one that did it for him was the explanation about how the lighting in the back rooms worked or was impossible. And he said, "You know what? This guy's really detailed about his world, and that's what attracted me to let me believe that he knows what he was doing."
That's interesting.
So
How you
yeah,
say his name again?
oh, Chi Watel is his first name, and then Ejiofor.
What is he? African?
I have no clue, but could be, or he just maybe like a first generation.
He's
You
British.
know. Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, he is British. I'm not sure
Okay.
where the name is derived from.
Damn, he has a pretty good American accent, huh?
Oh yeah, I can imagine people probably tell him, "You got to change your name. You're never gonna make it with a name like that." They try to change everybody's name. Why don't you be Scott Lee? But yeah, I think of anybody else anything else to add, because this has been therapeutic for me because I've had all these like me and my daughter have watched it. We've talked about it, but I haven't talked about it with any of my buddies like you guys on the internet.
Not really.
I'm,
Like I
I'm
said,
looking forward to the. Oi, no. I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Oh, say it one more time.
what'd you say, Aaron? Your microphone's off.
I said, oh, sorry. Uh, I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah. Now, I hope it's not like overblown budget where it's like, God, I don't know. I hope it's just what it needs to be.
Yeah, like still keep some of the mystery and don't bend to don't bend to what these fucking assholes are complaining about. I hope the director, the young kid, he kind of actually I don't know him and I never even seen an interview with him, but I kind of have the feeling that he's probably gonna do the complete opposite of what people are complaining about.
When you see him in an interview, he's one of these guys that sound too smart for their own good. And
Yeah,
while
I bet. Yeah, of course. Somebody to
uh,
make a movie like this at that age has to be. I couldn't. It's
there
almost like the movie was made by someone our age, maybe.
uh when people try to discredit that he didn't really direct this, and then the guy who plays Phil, who's another I'll say semi-popular indie filmmaker. I'm trying to think where you might have seen him before, but you probably see him pop up all the time. He has that Creep series of horror movies, found footage horror movies that pop up on like Tubi all the time or something. But anyways, he had to go out there and give a disclaimer. He's like, no, Kane totally directed this movie. You know that they were prepared to uh to guide him, but he was overly prepared to where it was just like, yeah, okay, you got this. You can explain your vision. But the only thing is that doesn't come up in interviews is that nobody really mentions that he didn't write it.
Oh, interesting. Who wrote it?
I forget the guy's name. There's somebody. It's in the credits, but that's not to say that he didn't like advise or work on the story with this person, but he worked with a traditional screenwriter that wrote the script. So I'm not even trying to take credit away from him, but yeah, but as far as the physical writing, because so many people are hung up on the direction,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
no, he didn't physically type the script out, but it is still his vision,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's yeah.
so yeah, it's A24. I think they'll keep it perfect studio. They make a lot of low budget stuff that's high in concept, so I feel pretty safe about the sequel. Maybe if it needs like 10 more million thrown at it for because async isn't just a bunch of yellow walls, and there's all those guys in the yellow suits are like the red shirts on Star Trek.
Mm.
They get pretty expendable.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got that vibe too in the beginning with the found footage scene. I want to see more of that Phil guy. What's that actor's name?
Um, if I just said it, uh,
I've seen him
damn it.
before. I just don't know where.
Yeah, he's a filmmaker that I was trying to
Okay.
that I was mentioning. I just all of a sudden I can't remember his name, and I don't want to flip away from my phone because I might lose this page. Um, wait, hey Siri. No, it doesn't work on this. But oh wait, I can just look it up right here. But what about him?
Oh no, I'm saying like I wanna see more of him, and I know how you feel about prequels, but because the whole thing is kind of like going towards a prequel, like what I want to see. And I know you like your mystery. I like my mystery too, but I do kind of want to see how the technology, how they got that technology from the MRI to create the back rooms, how they opened up that portal. Like I am curious. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of that.
Oh, I mean, it's in there in the short films, and who knows? Maybe you could compare, like, you can compare how they show it in the short films and reveal it in the movie. Oh, his name is Mark Duplass. Duplass.
Oh, okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I think you, Aaron, or Aaron, you and your husband should explore those if you haven't seen them.
I'm
And
sure my
it's
husband's seen them because he talked about them a few times.
oh, okay, and it's interesting to see how rough and like where they kind of the inception of the idea started out as, because they're all 3D animated.
That's cool.
So are they in like a playlist or something that you can like binge watch it for?
Oh, the short films? Is that what you're asking?
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, they're all on YouTube under the channel Kane Pixels.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I thought I forwarded to you, but maybe that was
Yeah, yeah. I just don't know, whether it's like you forward a full playlist or just one of them.
oh, okay. Yeah, you'll find them all. Just go under
So I'll
the
just go on to the link that you gave me and search through the channel.
yeah, and you can probably watch them in probably no particular order, but I mean, I think when you click on videos, then they show up in order. So yeah, you'll get the first one first. But yeah, and so now you got a bunch of other YouTubers who are all like, not just this guy in Obsession. You have the Shelby Oaks guy, which I'm sorry to say Shelby Oaks was not that good, but
Yeah, it
I
was
think
crap.
I think I semi found it. I found it tolerable. It didn't really make me as like mad as some of the YouTubers that expected the guy who reviewed movies his whole life to make a hit. I wasn't that mad at it when I saw it at home, but if I saw it in theaters, it probably would have been like, "What the fuck did I? This wasn't even worth putting gas in my car and driving out to go see."
Yeah,
But you
and
also
then
have
there's other
Markiplier.
yeah, and then you got Martial Club. They're a martial arts they're martial arts YouTubers, and they're creating movies now.
Nice. You have Markiplier who did that Iron Lung, and then pretty much got all the money.
Oh
And then you have the two guys who did all those comedy YouTube. I think they're Kiwi, but they did Talk to Me,
no, they're Aussies.
Aussies.
They're from South Australia.
Oh, so I didn't mean to take credit away. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. They're Greek Australians.
Yeah, those two are they got some talent. I really like Talk to Me. So I don't know. The horror genre is kicking butt lately. I think
Yeah.
Particularly independent horror, like big budget stuff
yeah
that we're seeing
yeah.
that gets
Now,
recycled.
oh, I wanted to ask, do you think that okay? So in the movie, Mary has that little cutout from her handprint of concrete, right?
Yeah.
And she uses that to kind of defeat Pirate Clark. Do you feel that she was somewhat responsible for for that manifestation? Because I'm not sure if this movie takes a side on what the creator believes about psychiatry. Some
Mm-hmm.
people think it's help. People think it's helpful. Some people think it's BS. But technically, if she's being honest at in that table scene, she kind of coddled Clark along into thinking that he could be rehabilitated. And when she was honest, she's like, "I can't help you." So is she somewhat responsible for that pirate Clark entity?
Um,
I know he has to take responsibility for
it's
his own actions, but
it's a very very complicated thing, but I don't think part the thing is with Clark, I feel like he wanted to be validated in a way. He didn't
right.
want to take the accountability of being a bad husband or whatever, his shitty life that he felt that he had. But because that's what people go see a therapist for. A therapist is to try to get you to analyze, I don't know if you ever been in therapy, but
I
try
haven't.
to pretty much be honest with yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she was, you got to remember, her life was on the line, literally. She was tied up. So when she was like, he was like, "You're wrong about me," and she's like, "You're right, I was." And then I think a part of her kind of lost it too when she like after he put the wig on her, she kind of like shook it off. She's like, "Fuck you," and then she like shakes it off, and then she finally tells him like, this is just the way you are, blah blah blah, accept it. I think in a way she kind of wanted to I don't know, like just
See, I have to
have
watch it
him
again.
accept it finally.
Right. Yeah, I have to like really and I'm hoping it like they focused on it and chose a direction where they felt that it was sensical. But I have to like rewatch it again. The movie, so I saw it once in theaters and I watched it like 3 times on YouTube. But then I was just thinking about this and I was like, I haven't really thought about this part too much. Um, favorite moments. So your favorite moment for the movie, both of you.
You can go first, Aaron.
When we first get introduced to the pirate, I was like, holy shit! Just like when he was trying to do that commercial.
That was a funny scene. That was very
I,
nostalgic, to be honest.
yeah, those all those old infomercial style.
Mhm.
And I like how the throne was also tilted, like it was when he fell and broke the chair, but it was made for a bigger pirate.
Oh yeah, my yeah, my husband pointed that out. It was really for Pirate Clark, not him.
Yeah. What about your favorite moment?
The dinner scene, dude.
See, yeah, and I usually like dinner scenes. I hate them in horror movies, right? In fact, when that scene opened, I'm like, oh fuck,
Why?
huh?
Why? That's funny.
Because everybody tries to clone the scene from Texas Chainsaw Part One. It has
Yeah,
become
that's
a
what I
big
heard.
cliche. It has become a big cliche where the final moment is them tied up at the table and they have to come clean. You know, and, but this one I was invested in, and I was like, okay, I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, it was very
So
it was satisfying for me too, because I felt like that was like the real Clark. Like that's what that was really him talking. Even though he snapped and obviously wasn't. See, that's another thing. It makes it. This is why I like this movie because, like I said, in the back rooms, he's allowed to be crazy, and that was really him. He was just a full blown psychopath at that moment. And even though it was a
He was
obviously a
his
mental
authentic self.
breakdown. Yes, he was exactly, Aaron. He was his authentic self in that scene, and it was like a sense of peace the same time. That's why I liked it.
yeah. Now, what do you think the for both of you? What do you think the movie could have done better?
I
To be
don't
honest, I don't know because I
I
was
don't
coming in blind.
Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Like I didn't have I had zero expectations whatsoever about this movie Fourth 1000.
Um, I wish there was a little bit more like so I love lengthy talking scenes, right? Some people complain that oh the therapy session in the beginning was too long and then it starts and it stops, it starts and it stops and there's talking. I'm good with all that. I just kind of wish there was a little bit more craziness. Well, when he goes down with the kids and all the the guy gets killed and stuff like that. I could use a little bit more runaround for the explore for the chase without it becoming like too long and like okay this is getting dumb now it's just about the chasing and stuff. But I think it really did make up for it when it picked up with Mary and she was being stalked by the pirate Clark,
Yeah.
which I don't just in case you didn't know that's the aside from the costume it's a real guy.
Yeah, it's the guy from Alien Romulus.
Yeah, I guess he has a bunch of other credits too. But
Yeah, my
yeah,
husband told me about him. He used to be a basketball player.
right. And when the movie first got announced, like he was announced as part of the cast with when they announced like Chiwetel and I forget the girl's name. But then they took him off of the credits. And so I was like, oh, what the like so I was even wondering if he was gonna be in the movie. And so my daughter and I left and I checked the cast and then he was put back on the cast list. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But that was I think that was even as goofy as Pirate Clark looked, it was still disturbing because a lot of these creepy pasta monsters that people draw aren't from people that are artists, so they have like goofy looks.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a hybrid of that kind of actually worked. You just look like a giant mascot,
Yeah, that's what my husband said. He said he thought it was gonna be goofy, but he actually didn't mind it.
which is better than like I have to say, I think kind of better than the bacterium because then that would have to be like full CGI.
Yeah.
And it's like a shapeless looking type of humanoid. Well, not shapeless. It's a humanoid, but it's like black, and it would have been like a venom chasing after her. So when I like the shot in the store where he's coming from the distance, which he thinks, and I knew for right away I was like, she's not back in the real world. That's not Clark's store because you don't just
Oh
open a
yeah,
hatch
yeah.
and you can walk in there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought the same thing too, because the all that shit he had in there, the stop signs and all the what do you call that? The coat holders and then
yeah.
the wind chimes, they weren't there.
Hey, Aaron, do I don't know, do furniture stores look like that in Australia? Because they all look like that over here. And
Yeah,
then
they
there's
did.
some small mom and pop ones, but like when you get close to like malls, then you get like furniture stores that look exactly like that. So I don't know if they look like
Oh
that
yeah,
for you.
Oh yeah, there's we still got Kmart here, and they're opening up a thing called K Home, which is like they're trying to tap into the IKEA market. And
Ah,
I saw a news broadcast of what it looks like, and it just looks exactly like this like any other like home
okay,
store.
that's good.
But
I was hoping it wasn't only a California thing.
but a lot of like home stores here, like even like the smaller mom and pop stuff, they all look the same.
Yeah, because I know exactly where I could go to right now. Where I'm like, I think they shot that over here, but yeah, no, I like the shot of the entity walking from the background, stalking after her, and the scale differences. That was pretty cool. But my favorite shot was a mimic from the teaser, and in this one, it's the little girl. It's a flashback of the psychiatrist when she was a little girl, and she's in the corner of her room or of the living room, and then it does that camera thing where it goes down level by level.
Yeah, my husband loved that scene.
Yeah, because in the trailer, it's CGI the way the kid did it on for the short films, and it looks clearly CGI. And then when they did it for real, I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's everything I have to say about it. I'm happy that other people are happy with it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't really have anything negative to say because I fucking like this movie so much. It's just it's so different, and I resonate with it. To me, those characters are real. That's Clark. That's the thing too. As jacked up as he was, that's how a lot of people are in life. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So like that's what I like about it too. Like the reality of that,
yeah,
and it I felt it. Like I felt like how Clark felt before. I felt like how Mary felt, because I have childhood trauma, so that's why I resonated with her character so much. And those, I like I said, the only characters I didn't really care for. I mean, they were cool. They served their purpose. They died, which was okay. I was okay with that. I was like, okay, they're dead, whatever. But
oh
because they just didn't look of the time, dude. They look like if, like I said, if I would have saw an iPhone, it would have made sense for me. I would have been like, okay.
he had the crop top
as
going
what you
on in the
said, time
'90s.
travelers.
I wear crop tops now. Fourth 1000. Everyone wears crop tops.
Guys don't wear crop tops anymore.
Some guys do. You'll be surprised, but they're just
Some I've
it
seen
was their
some
face too.
wrestlers.
What was that?
Some wrestlers still do.
Oh, oh, okay.
That's
I thought they were '90s enough.
it was just. I mean, it's a nitpick. You know what I mean? So it's whatever. It didn't kill the movie for me, but that's like really the only real complaint. And that's the thing too. Like what makes it to me, what makes it a perfect movie is that a lot of it didn't. There was some things because when you go into the back rooms, nothing makes sense, right?
Right.
And that's what the
Yeah,
movie's supposed to be. It's supposed to have like that feeling like I said, like a Alice in Wonderland or like a madhouse situation,
Yeah.
So that's why for me, like I was fine with some of the stuff it did, especially the ending, because it wasn't supposed to. There were some things that weren't supposed to make sense and not be explained, and I was okay with that. And I see a lot of people complaining about that, like there was no plot, it didn't make sense. Like what? Did you not see the main character? He was the plot.
Yeah. It was more of a
yeah.
character
Pay attention,
focus,
people.
Like
and I
what do
wonder
you,
if Mary has now more information on the back rooms that's valuable to async than the async does themselves. Do they know that it's a reduced replica of of places? I mean, I guess they can clearly see that, but she kind of has like an idea of how it works on a psychological level. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping. I'm just hoping she's like our Ripley for the sequel.
Yeah, yeah. I really want to know what happened to her. Um,
And then that moment she sees the kid and at the little social gathering she's at,
yeah,
and then like
yeah,
has to pop like a I don't know what she did, but she was like what to have like a panic attack or something like that.
yeah, dude. I that part right there, because I my kids don't live with me, so when I see, especially girls, little tiny girls, when I see little girls, like I get sad, or like if I go to Target and I avoid the girls section in Target because it fucking makes me sad. So like I understood that scene. I was like, oh shit, I feel that because she saw a young girl and her mother, and I'm
Yeah,
sure that triggered a lot. I mean, it doesn't trigger me enough to where I got to pop a pill, but I mean, it gets feelings going, you know?
right. It just
Yeah.
resurfaces things,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I like the last shot where there's the still life of her just sitting in a room.
Yeah, and she was lonely too, just like Clark. She didn't have nobody. Remember when that scene when she
Yeah.
was eating her TV dinner and watching her own infomercial, her '90s
Yeah,
infomercial?
yep.
Oh my
Which
gosh,
is
it was
a classic, relation to the antagonist. They're pretty much in the same boat, but Clark was
yeah,
just further along.
yeah. She had a way different way of coping with her trauma. At first, I didn't even think he was in the furniture store until they like showed it when he was on the bed watching TV.
Oh, yeah, they cut to a wide shot.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the
He
whole audience
fucking
laughed.
lives there.
I was
That
like,
was
hey, he's being practical. Some people were trying to say that the guy that he was eating at the table was the freaking electrician from the beginning. I was like, no, they don't even look the same.
no, hell no. That you know what? That I'm not gonna lie, kind of bugs me that I don't know who those still lives are. But I mean, it's fine. I
Well,
was
he was just
thinking, were
describing them
they
as
people
just some
he
people.
knew?
I don't see. I couldn't say. He was just describing them as like they're just people that are
Yeah.
just random replicas. So I just say that they're random. I just don't know how they're populated. Like is it hard to find other people in the backrooms? Because you kind of search and you search and you search, and there's it's empty. But you found those three people, so you had his little homie in the wheelchair, and maybe that wasn't his wife. It's just a redhead, so he just brought her over, just like you're my wife now.
Yeah, that you know what's funny about that? Even yeah, you're right. Even if it's not his wife, that he was trying to again be an architect in his own fucking world that he just found, and I think that that was one of the reasons why he didn't want to leave either. I mean, it could be a reach, but because he had a version of his wife there.
Oh yeah, you can probably just
Sounds sick.
unload on her.
And God knows what else he was doing to her, but I mean,
I don't know what's like still life,
he
genitals
was
look like,
gone.
but
He was gone. He was already he wasn't there, so there's no
I'm just
telling.
saying I don't know what the mechanics would be. That you see how they have three eyes and three faces.
Yeah, well,
Is
I
like
don't put it
is it
past
like
him.
a choose your own adventure like down there or what?
I don't know. But you know what else too? Phil did say that a bunch of doors were opening all over the world to that place. So they could have been copies of people that found their way into there.
Yeah, I buy it. I
Yeah.
was even wondering if they were connected to other people's uh you know other people's back rooms.
Yeah, other people's minds.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd advise Watch some short. There's even some interesting short films made by other people that have been supported by the guy that made this.
Hmm.
He said though that the Backrooms isn't his favorite thing that he's made. It's another short film from an unrelated series called The Oldest View. He said is the thing that he's the most proud of, and it's a guy. It's similar, but it takes place in a mall.
Hmm.
That sounds cool. I wonder if he's going to make a movie out of that.
Probably could, as long as people keep eating up this. I'm hoping he doesn't do the smart thing that directors do. They have a hit, people expect a sequel, but if you do the sequel, then it's like, well, there's a risk people might not like the sequel. So you do a different film that you've been yearning to do, and if that hits or doesn't, well, they're still waiting for that backroom sequel. So then you go and do your third movie.
This sounds like. Never mind.
Like how I mean, Nolan was already in the zone when he did the Batman, but he did Inception and then he did the last Batman movie. It's like, yeah, I'll try my risky movie because you guys are gonna want that Batman from me, so I'm automatically employed anyways. Here's my risky movie. So I don't.
Well, you guys got anything else to say? I can't think
I'm
of
all out of
anything.
gas.
Me too. I got some more
Yeah.
talking to do.
All I'll say is that I just hope the sequel is as good as the first.
Same.
Yeah, I think it'll be. Like I said, I don't have any expectations, so
But what else? Yeah. I've enjoyed talking with you, and hopefully people found value it in the chat or anybody else who listens to this later. But this has
yep,
been great.
it's been great, guys. Thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate it. Thank you,
Thanks.
Aaron.
And thank you, Bill. And thank you,
Hey,
Paul.
and to Aaron, you're did you get like a new setup or something? Because you're you're pretty clear. No delays.
No, it's the same.
Okay.
I,
Sure.
I
Well,
just changed position. That's all.
well,
Maybe
it's
that's
great
it.
talk. It's great talking to you in near in real time.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
So
it is.
I'll see you guys maybe Friday. I'm gonna have Brad on. He's gonna be my special guest for Friday.
oh nice.
Cool.
Yeah, at 8
All right.
o'clock.
See you then.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. It's been good. I like Four said, I ran out of gas too. Like I said, like see my mind is turning into the back rooms. This movie is literally making my mind into the back rooms because now my mind just keeps going and going, and I'm just like thinking about more and more stuff. Like it can go anywhere at this point. Man, this fucking movie. Best movie of 2026. Good job, youngster. Good job. But anyways, I'll be going live Friday. I'm gonna have a special guest for a kickback hour. It's gonna be Brad. You guys know Brad from Sci-Fi Center. But it'll be at 8 p.m. PST, and y'all have a good night. And y'all already know